twister set on fire. By the time I caught my breath, I was paralyzed by desire. Riding shotgun with the devil took me places I'd never go. Couldn't overcome it, almost lost my soul. We slid into Macon, hit the pavement and prayed. Those bullets started flying, blood mixed with Georgia clay. When the smoke burned off, I looked around, he was nowhere to be found. And after 15 years, he still haunts me now. I heard of this Cherokee lady in Western Carolina. She shelters all the children from their bad thoughts at night. They call her the Spider Woman because of the web she weaves. And she knows how to trap your troubles so they don't trouble you when you sleep. So I set out to find her, desperate for relief. Since he disappeared, hell's rained down on me. I told her about my troubles, she fell into a trance. Took a string of bead and feathers and went into a spirit dance. She said, hang on the bedpost just inside the window, let the moon creep in. All the good dreams will fall down, the feathers the web will trap the back. When the night smoke clears, fog disappears, melted by the dawn. You can bet this dream catcher is strong enough to get him gone. Get him gone. So I followed her instructions to wash my soul clean. Went to bed, slept like dead, and I woke up in a dream. Saw everything he ever did looming over me. Then all of a sudden, in a powerful rush, his hold let go of me. Hanging on your bedpost just inside the window, let the moon creep in. All the good dreams fall down, the feathers the web will trap the back. When the night smoke clears, fog disappears, melted by the dawn. Well, you can bet this dream catcher was strong enough to get him gone. Get him gone.
If you're ever overcome with trouble, you can't shake the chill. Take a little trip out to the woods and the Appalachian Hills. Ask for the Spider Woman, she'll already know you're there. But only go if you're pure of soul, and only if you dare.
On your bedpost, just inside the window, let the moon creep in. All good dreams fall down, the feathers the web will trap the back. When the night smoke clears, fog disappears, melted by the dawn. Well, you can bet this dream catcher is strong enough to get him gone. Well, you can bet this dream catcher is strong enough, strong enough to get him gone.
Hello, everybody. It is Boston Chris back with another fabulous episode of Tunesday Tuesday. This is episode number 31, and we're excited to bring to you special guest Amanda Page Cornett from Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're going to get to talking to her very, very soon. Very happy to announce we don't have any tributes this week, which means no notable musicians or artists on the entire planet passed away this past week. That's good news. So that's good. It'll be a completely tribute-free show, still with 20 or right around 18, 20 songs of fabulousness. Again, if you're watching live on Twitch or Facebook and you'd like to request your favorite song or a song that you'd like to hear, just type the title and artist of the song into your chat, Facebook or Twitch. If you are watching or listening in the future, that means you're on Spotify or YouTube. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you hear the sound of my voice and you've only found the interview with Amanda Page Cornett and you'd like to watch the entire recap, look in your description below. There'll be a link there for the entire recap of episode 31 with all the music, etc., etc. So make sure you check that out. And without any further ado, guys, let's get into my conversation with the one and only Miss Amanda Cornett. Let's set that up right now. Amanda Page Cornett, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I hope I didn't scare you. I was trying not to.
No, you didn't. You're good.
How are you tonight? You doing good?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. This is the first time we've ever talked. So
it is.
This will be an awesome time to learn about you. And I've already just played a song of yours that featured a buddy of mine, Mark Narmore. So Dreamcatcher. So I saw that and I was like, oh, we're playing that to lead off. I love Mark so much. He's such a cool dude. And
he is one of my favorite people, one of my favorite co-writers, and I love him to death. So.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I met him doing we were both celebrity judges at the Florence Theater for an American Idol event a few years back. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, he's awesome. I'm very grateful for him.
So we're going to be featuring Amanda's new single here in a little while, and she's also got her pick of the week, which we'll chat about too. But let's get to know Amanda a little bit. You were born in South Carolina, right?
I was Spartanburg, South Carolina, home to a lot of great musicians.
Yeah, and so were you there for a while? Were you kind of raised in that area as well, or?
I was raised there. Spent a few years in Florida, but then moved back. So I was raised in Spartanburg most of my growing years. So.
So did you know early on that music was your path, or what did you want it to be when you grew up, so to speak?
Now I want to be a kid.
Right.
When I grow up.
Yeah.
But I've always known music was one of my things. I started making up songs as soon as I could talk, and I guess writing them down when I was 9. So it's always been a part of me, and recording them down, writing my little lyric sheets down by hand. And I finally performed an original song for the first time when I was about 12 or 13. And that moment really solidified that that's what I felt like I was meant to do with my life.
So when did musicianship take shape? Was there just a guitar picked up, or how did that work?
I am not a natural guitarist.
Okay.
I'll just be honest right there. So I learned piano when I was very young and learned to read music. And so in school and choir and all that, I was able to sight sing and learned how to sight sing with different things, which I think the music and piano was invaluable for that purpose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was not my favorite instrument at the time. I wish I could still play a little more than I can. Yeah. But I picked up guitar so that I could start accompanying myself with the songs that I was writing, and had an amazing first guitar teacher, Mr. Joe Bennett, who had a top 10 hit when he was 15 from Joe Bennett and the Sparkle Tones called Black Slacks, little rockabilly tune. And that was meeting Joe and working with Joe was extremely invaluable, not only just for guitar, but for my songwriting as well.
Yeah, guitars are just easier to lug around, right? To shows and things.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it seems it's always either piano or guitar, and even the pianists have to kind of gesticulate or matriculate over to a guitar, just because I think it's easier to write songs through a guitar, isn't it?
Well, for me it is, but it's also a lot easier to lug around, like you said. Mm-hmm. I mean, the keys are better than drums.
Right.
But
yeah.
But it was one of those things that I had to really learn, and I'm still continuously trying to build that skill. It's not a talent for sure. Some people just pick it up and it's natural. The songwriting, the singing part of things is natural for me. The guitar playing is work.
Yeah,
so
definitely. I mean, I'm not a musician, so I know how it is. Like, I've tried and tried. I want to be. I just can't make myself do it. I love to sing, too, so I could probably, do some gigs here and there if I could just learn how to play, but can't do it. So, so
well, that's an instrument too.
Absolutely, I agree, and we always talk about that on the show. Vocals as an instrument. So really, really young, 9 years old, writing words, and melody probably starts coming in around 12 or 13. When do you start performing shows?
Oh gosh, I mean, well, around the living room, I was performing.
Of course.
Before then, and I mean, when I was writing the songs, I actually would come up with the lyrics and melodies. I was writing full songs as a kid. They probably weren't great, but every now and then I go back and look at them, because every now and then I'll find like a little gem in something I wrote when I was 9 or 10 years old that, oh, that could actually be something cool and a better song now,
Yeah.
But like I said, I was probably 12 or 13 when I first played an original on stage, and that was a really, really cool feeling. And the reception I got was extremely, extremely great, and just really solidified that that's where I felt like I was supposed to be with my life.
That's pretty validating, isn't it? When your dream and your passion is music, and then you go out and perform, and people are actually digging it, and then on top of that, somebody hands you money for doing it too, right? Like.
They didn't hand me money yet, but
right.
That came later. But even just that validation of people like appreciating something that I had created, was great.
So how do we go from that to the incredible songwriters you've gotten to work with? Like, I mean, holy crap! Like, just talking about Mark Narmore, but also like,
oh my gosh,
Will Rambeau and Spooner Oldham, and I mean Rich Fagan. You've had a time. So how'd you get into those rooms?
Well, I will say first that I owe Joe Bennett credit for teaching me to make songwriting a skill, not a talent.
Mm-hmm.
He told me when I was probably 13 or 14, they lost their record deal because they could only write when it came to them. And he said, I want you to practice writing even if you don't feel like it. And he gave me a title, and I came back the next week and he said, I thought about that. That was probably too much. And I handed him the song.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most valuable piece of advice I've ever gotten, was make it a skill, not just a talent.
I've never heard it put that way, and that's so true. It's so true. Yeah.
And so when I got to Nashville, I never expected to be one of these overnight wham bams. I knew it was going to be a long road. I knew I had a lot to learn. So I went out to writer nights, made contacts, tried to, if I thought somebody's music was good, I asked if we could write together, and I got very lucky with some people that said yes. And I met Mark through Songwriter Girl Camp that I was one of the staff members for, with Kirsty Manna, who's also a #1 hit writer. And his daughter actually was coming to Songwriter Girl Camp, not him, obviously. But but I'd met him a few times, and I reached out to him one day on Facebook just on a whim. I figured the answer's always no if you don't ask, and just said, hey, Mark, I'd love to get together with you and your Faith, and write some time. And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it. And we got together, and man, we co-wrote 5 songs on my first album.
Wow.
And I just recorded a new project. We just finished the mixes, and he's on 3 of the 6 on this project too.
Wow.
So.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Yeah, Mark is just a sweetheart, man. When we started podcasting again, like I took a 4-year break, and during my 4-year hiatus, I kept like kind of a hidden wish list of folks I wanted to chat with if I ever started again, and Mark was on that list. So and he was very happy to do it when we came back. So yeah, just an incredible guy. And of course, Will Rambeau, if you don't know who that is Sheri Austin's husband, and I'm just a huge Sheri Austin fan. Who's not? Right?
I am too.
yeah.
I've met many people, and she was one of the few that I was a little starstruck by, even though maybe by people today's standards might not have known who she was, but I love her music.
She's just a dynamic voice, heck of a songwriter too in her own right.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing some big things in Nashville as well that you guys may not know about because she's behind the scenes now. But
I mean, I see her and Will every now and then. I see them at Writers' Night sometimes, and I know they're producing other people as well and writing. And that was definitely an honor to get to write with Will, and hopefully that song will come out at some point.
Pretty cool that you're in those rooms, though. And I mean, just being in Nashville is the first step of that, but like you have to be putting yourself out there. You have to network, you have to meet people, you have to be outspoken and at times, but at the same time not be too outspoken, right? It's a balancing act, right?
Absolutely. And you have to be willing to let somebody tell you no and be okay with it.
Yeah, and that's hard.
Because I'd say all of the hit writers I've written with, most of the hit writers I've written with, I approached about writing,
Yeah,
and thankfully they agreed.
yeah.
One of them, it just happened because we just happened to be in a room and we were talking about something and it came up and we were like, we need to write that. So it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But most of them I did have to approach, and I was very thankful that they were willing to write with me. And so I try to always be willing to write with anybody that's
smart.
new coming in or that hasn't been here very long, because you never know what kind of magic they're going to bring in.
Pay it forward. And I mean, the more ideas you have, the more things you can throw at the wall, right? I mean, it's just the way it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've just had a recent. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just recently had a really cool experience with a gentleman who is part of Guitars for Vets, which provides guitars for veterans and guitar lessons. And we played a little show together and we chatted. We went to lunch one day and we got together to write. And he said, this is the first time I've ever co-written.
Wow.
And I was very shocked by that, but also very honored that he felt comfortable enough to put himself in that situation with me.
And so you've opened that up for him now, right? So he's going to be he's going to be more open for that. So that's good stuff. So you've also kind of dipped your toes into acting as well, right? So is that also a passion of yours?
I enjoy acting. I enjoy being on stage. It's fun to be entertaining. I like to be entertaining.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm entertain myself more than I entertain other people. And, as long as I laugh at my jokes, somebody's laughing.
Hey, I laugh at my jokes more than other people, so don't feel bad.
Oh, my band, I get quite a few eye rolls from my band at times, but I'm like,
My wife always tells me, as long as you're entertaining yourself, you're doing all right.
Yeah, my dogs don't seem to mind.
I used to do a joke a day as a reel or like a short on YouTube. I stopped doing it last year, but I used to laugh at them so much, and I made them. So yeah,
there you go.
It's crazy stuff. I love that your band, which is called Almost Angels, is essentially you and 3 siblings, right?
It is. Well, our drummer is back home in Georgia now, so we've had to replace him. But I still have Randall Scott Peterson on guitar and Sheri Peterson Tennell on bass, and we've been playing together for a really long time. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am that they have stuck with me, because I'm still technically a solo artist, but I feel very blessed that they have continued to stay on my path and stay with me.
And you've spent a lot of time in the Muscle Shoals area too, right? So how has that helped you as an artist?
Mark brought me down.
Yeah,
I started writing with Mark, and he took me down to write with Spooner and Carl Holder. And I've told him this, and I could not thank him enough for welcoming me into that family. And really, I feel like Muscle Shoals, truly, all the people I've met down there have embraced me as one of their own and really accept me as one of their own. And there really is something about Muscle Shoals, about the area, about the town. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the river singing, like they say, but it is a magical place. And I'm very thankful to have done both of my projects down there.
It's such an underrated musical mecca in our country. Like, people don't list it when they talk about music. Like, it's like Nashville, LA, New York, maybe Austin gets mentioned, but never ever that area. And it should, man. It should get more love.
Absolutely. If you've never seen the documentary, the Muscle Shoals documentary, I highly, highly recommend it. It's truly is magical. And that documentary only highlights about 3 of the historic studios down there, and there are a lot more.
And if you're a music fan, I highly recommend you go check out the area. The studios down there are super open and doing tours and letting you come in and check things out. And even if you're a tourist, as long as you're respectful, don't be a jerk, obviously. But go down there and check it out. I think you guys, if you're a music fan, you really dig it. Let's get into Amanda Page Cornett's pick of the week for her song of the week, which is something we do with every special guest every week. The song she picked is Coharie Creek by Chris Nelson. Tell us why you picked this song.
Chris is a dear friend of mine and co-writer of mine, and I know that he had recently released a new song, and so I wanted to feature him because I think it's a good thing to feature your friends and to share their music as well and kind of share fan bases and expand mine with his and his with mine. So,
And he's in the chat. He says hello, by the way. And
hi, Chris.
so I always blind react the pick of the week. I have not heard the song, so we always blind react that, and then we kind of do a little reaction video after. But I'm excited about that. So every week, and the reason why I do that is a little selfish because I've learned so many new names and new artists by asking another songwriter who they would love to feature, and it's so cool, learning new music. It's like Christmas for me, man, and. So excited about listening to that. So the song you're featuring this week is the new single. It's called Hearts on a String, and this will be the first one we play this week. Tell us about the song and how it came to be.
Well, it's one I wrote with Mr. Mark Normore.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise. And I mean, it's really pretty blatant, pretty as much as a blunt song, basically. I've been wearing hearts on my string, or hearts, loves from my past around my neck.
Yeah.
It's saying basically, I've been wearing all this baggage and now I'm ready to let it go.
Yeah.
Like some of it's been weighing me down or I've been letting it affect me going forward, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm letting it go. I'm breaking that chain. And I think most of us, at least by the time we're adults, have been through that and have had a few people that have hurt us, or we've hurt a few people, and we kind of wear some of those little charms around like they're prized possessions or baggage, but they're not. It's something you learn from, and then you can just put it away.
So this is it is a heartbreak song, but it does have a happy ending. And, you're trying to be positive as the deliverer of the song. But I've noticed here recently in the last couple of years of music and country in general, maybe you can tell me if that's kind of the point of the song, that a lot of times these heartbreak songs lately are being turned into happy songs. Like the tempo is upbeat, it's up tempo, and that's not normal for a heartbreak song. So was that part of the strategy behind the song?
Well, I really don't consider it a heartbreak song. Really on this one, because I feel like it's about the artist, the singer, realizing that they don't have to hold on to the past.
Okay.
That they can move forward and be themselves and not worry about all those other things that they learned from. It's like, I've learned from that and I can let it go now. So I can move
coming out the other
and
side, essentially.
Absolutely. It's like, I'm not going to hold on to shame or hold on to regret or any of that. I'm going to move forward. I've been holding it down. It's been holding me down, but there's no room for that now. I've learned to care and love about myself so I can go forward.
Yeah, and I love the messaging. It's just so cool. But it is cool to see, like, we had Robbie Johnson on the show a few weeks ago, and he's a phenomenal Nashville artist. And he has a song called If Barstools Could Cry, and it's a heartbreak song, but it's an up-tempo and upbeat song. So it's different, and I love that. It's kind of a different message or a different delivery lately. Man, so cool to have Amanda Page Cornett on the show for the very first time. Let me tell you where you can follow along with her. We'll make sure this stuff is in the description below, too, if you're watching in the future on YouTube and Spotify. The webpage is Amanda Page Cornett, and that's with 2 T's at the end. So Cornett, just like you can see on your screen right there. The different social medias, she is on X, which is Amanda P. Cornett. Instagram is Amanda P. Cornett. Facebook is Amanda Page Cornett Music. And her YouTube is Amanda Page Cornett. So make sure you're following along.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can go to Spotify, become a monthly follow or monthly listener
Please
as well,
do.
Which is really important, by the way, right?
Yes. Yes. And we have new music coming out very, very, very soon. So
Do we know when?
I just got the masters last week, so it's in the process. It's
so
getting
we're
close.
We're kind of close, yeah. If we're on
We're
masters,
getting close.
Very cool.
We got the masters. We're just we still got to do some artwork and pick the order, but getting very close and very excited about the new music.
Yeah, so you guys make sure you're following because you may be the very first to know when she delivers that message. You're open invite anytime you want to come back, girl. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad Chris was able to chime in too. So.
Yeah, we're looking forward to playing the songs. And again, Amanda, thank you so much. You guys make sure you're following along, and you have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys, we're going to get into the music. Let's set that up real quick. Yes, so we had Amanda Page Cornett on the show this week. So excited to feature new people that I've never met, right, or never heard of. So excited about this, and thank you so much, Jill, for setting this up. Jill is, I believe, the manager or publicist of Amanda, and we're going to be featuring other artists through Jill, especially one next week as well, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But if you are watching on YouTube or Spotify, make sure you click the link below for the entire recap if you want to listen to the music as well. But without further ado, we're going to get into the songs. Here is Hearts on a String from Amanda Page Cornett.
I've been wearing loves from my past around my neck, trying to make them last. Lessons unlearned keep hanging around like a rusty old anchor been dragging me down. I've been collecting hearts on a string. Every love that went wrong is a charm on the chain, gripping my heart and choking me. It's time to break myself free from these hearts on a string. Walking around like a marionette, slave to these memories I can't forget. Gonna cut these wires off one by one, let them all burn till the morning comes. I've been collecting hearts on a string. Every love that went wrong is a charm on the chain, ripping my heart and choking me. It's time to break myself free from these hearts on a string. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. No more bondage to heartache and lust. No more collecting hearts on a string. Every love that went wrong is a charm on the chain, ripping my heart and choking me. Now I'm finally free from these hearts on a string. Oh, I'm finally free from these hearts on a string. I've been wearing loves from my past.
All right, Amanda Page Cornett here live on Tunesday Tuesday for the first time ever with Hearts on a String. Once again, thank you so much, Amanda. And we're going to get into Amanda Page Cornett's pick of the week, which is Chris Nelson. And Chris Nelson was born and raised in Clinton, North Carolina, now resides in Loris, South Carolina. His southern upbringing and deep roots in classic country music, combined with his ambitions to learn instrumental classical and jazz music, collided in 2018 when he performed as a vocalist for the very first time. He began mixing his love for traditional country music with his ability to play the saxophone and guitar. The result was the creation of original songs with a unique traditional country soul mixture that immediately caught the attention of local venues and fans. He has averaged 200 plus performances per year since 2020. He's putting in the work. And this week, our pick of the week from Amanda Page Cornett is Coharie Creek, brand new music from Chris Nelson.
Fish in the pail, another day is done. Mama calls for supper time for me and all her sons. the deer, the pines, the old oak tree, the way the sun shines through. I give up everything to be back home with you. Oh Lord, won't you take me down to Coharie Creek, where the wind is wild, it can't be tamed, the crickets and the bluebirds sing our name. Oh Lord, won't you take me down to Coharie Creek, feel those drums, the bass of my soul, land of the natives and the country full of gold. Lord, was an Indian man, learned to make a living off the land. My daddy, he has calloused hands, working class hero, blue collar man. We didn't come from high society, his hands are dirty, his money's clean. Raised on the banks of Coharie Creek, where the muddy water wash him clean. Oh Lord, won't you take me down to Coharie Creek, where the wind is wild, it can't be tamed, the crickets and the bluebirds sing our name. Oh Lord, won't you take me down to Coharie Creek, feel those drums, bass on my soul, land of the natives and the country folk. She's a friend to watch, she'll pick you up every time you fall. Coharie blood runs deep and true, the giver of life, she's the family glue. She knows the name of every tree, the odds, the ends, the in-betweens. There's down the pond she had to see. Oh Lord, won't you take me down to Coharie Creek, where the wind is wild, it can't be tamed, the crickets and the bluebirds sing our name. Take me.
Okay, then. Man, even before the saxophone, I was digging the instrumentation of that song. I love the accompaniments in that tune. Good stuff from Chris Nelson. Who knew that a saxophone would work in country music, especially a song as swampy as that one. I love it so much. Chris Nelson Band, Amanda Page Cornett's pick of the week. Song is called Coharie Creek. You'll make sure you're checking out Chris. And our request, we just had a request come in, and it is beyond cliche to call someone an old soul. But Zach Aaron might just embody the phrase like no other. Hailing from Cleveland, Texas, this singer-songwriter blends timeless authenticity with a rugged edge, with an elegantly tarnished tenor voice, intricate finger-picked guitar melodies, and lyrics that dance between raw honesty and poetic abstraction. Zach Aaron crafts music that feels both grounded in tradition and strikingly original. Here is our first request of the week. It is Arizona Cowboy by Zach Aaron, who I am, by the way, a big fan of. I love Zach to death. So here is that song.
Arizona Cowboy, he was young and drunk and mean. He could ride a bull and ride a bronc, tame the desert wind. Spit like fire and fist like iron, plow fire break with his spurs, stomp the banks of the San Pedro, watch that mighty river flow. But there's always a woman for every wild man. Shadows of the saguaro, Arizona cowboy, ask my mama's hand. She stuck out like a cactus flower, hit him hard like wildfire. She'd been through hell, he didn't care, just had to know her name. Her daddy was in Vietnam, had her two boys held in her hand. Had he been a lesser man, he would have turned and walked away. But there's always a woman every wild man.
Zach Aaron by request. Thank you so much for the song request. Next up on our playlist this week is my buddy who I have not chatted with in a long time, but she is alumni on my first podcast, ETX Rocks. This is Ashliegh Lisset with her song, Stop the Bullet.
Hold on hard, don't speak yet. If you do, you might say something you'll regret. So just breathe, to 10. I know you thought it through, but think it through again. 'Cause you can't stop the bullet once it's shot from the gun, and you can't take back the moment once the words are falling from your tongue. I know you wanna rush into it, but once it's done you can't undo it. Your fingers on the trigger, and once you pull it, you can't stop the bullet. Hold on, pride, turn your cheek. Just 'cause you don't put up a fight don't mean you're weak. No, step back and close your eyes before you go and cross that line. 'Cause God knows, even if you're right, you can't stop the bullet once it's shot from the gun, and you can't take back the moment once the words are falling from your tongue. I know you wanna rush into it, but once it's done you can't undo it. Your fingers on the trigger, and once you pull it, you can't stop the bullet. The chamber's loaded and the safety's off. Words are weapons and they're dangerous, so you better be sure it's worth the cost. 'Cause you can't stop it, you can't stop the bullet, stop the bullet. Oh, no, you can't stop the bullet once it's shot from the gun. And no, you can't take back the moment once the words are falling from your tongue. I know you wanna rush into it, but once it's done you can't undo it. Your fingers on the trigger, and once you pull it, you can't stop the bullet.
Ashliegh Lisset on Tunesday Tuesday. I love that song so much. She is such a good artist. Hopefully we'll get new music from her shortly, because I've always enjoyed her. And Sheri Booth is also a good buddy of mine right here from East Texas. Sheri began performing professionally at age 16. She was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, moved to Austin in the 70s, then to Tulsa in the 90s. And she's performed at the Bergstrom Air Force Base NCO Club alongside headliners such as Asleep at the Wheel and Cooter Brown. She's won awards for her original songs and has 3 songs listed in the Billboard charts with honorable mention. So excited to feature one of Sheri's songs here tonight. Here is In Memory of You.
I was sitting lonely on a cold and cloudy day, reminded of the moment when on wing you flew away. I remember crying, part of me was dying. I wondered why it had to end this way. Picking up the pieces of my torn and tattered heart, resolved myself to making a brand new start. I can't remember when, but I found myself again and swore I was too strong to fall apart. In memory of you, strength comes in. In memory of you, where do I begin? You face the truth, I'll face the sin. In memory of you, I'm I'm dying again. I know we can win. You say we can't lose. The best of all things is ours if we choose. But breaking one's heart leaves us living the blues. And tears on my face in memory of you. I was talking to God on a moonlit night as I recreate the moment when I held you tight. And I can't remember where things got so unfair, praying for it all to turn out right. In memory of you, strength comes in. In memory of you, where do I begin? You face the truth, and I'll face the sin. In memory of you, I'm crying again. I was listening to the trees one sunny summer day when I overheard a still small voice say, you never really lose when it's love you choose. It all comes back one day. In memory of you, strength comes in. In memory of you, where do I begin? Now you face the truth, I'll face the sin. In memory of you, I'm trying again.
That is my buddy Sheri Booth with In Memory of You, another great song. I love her stuff so much. If you're looking for a storyteller that tells it like it is, Miss Sheri Booth is the answer to that question. So make sure you're checking her out. Next up, we have Mike Mancy, who got his start playing and writing in both L.A. and Nashville in 1996. Mike is originally from Houston, and he has lived all over Texas, and now he is based out of Dallas-Fort Worth. Mike headlines most of his shows, but over the years has shared the stage with nearly every Texas red dirt band in the country. Mike released the single State I'm in May 2025 and is available on all streaming platforms. And he is releasing one single per month for the next 6 to 8 months. So y'all make sure you check that out. For the very first time here on Tunesday Tuesday, we have Mike Mancy with Better Off. Y'all check it out.
I don't need you to tell me what to do. Yeah, we got a problem, and it's you. Everybody says I should settle down no matter what the cost. I don't need a better half, I'm better off. I'm better off dead or all alone, better off singing a country song. Well, I'm bound to lose my mind, I wanna get drunk all the time. Better off driving till I get lost, better off high on the good stuff. I don't need a better half, I'm better off. You say I should be committed to you. You should be committed for the crazy things you do. Everybody says I should settle down no matter what the cost. don't need a better half, I'm better off. Every record that I own, I'm the one that's better left alone. Everybody says I should settle down no matter what the cost. I don't need a better half, I'm better off. I'm better off dead or all alone, better off singing a country song. Well, I'm bound to lose my mind, I wanna get drunk all the time. Better off driving till I get lost, better off on the good stuff. I don't need a better half, I'm better off. I don't need a better half, I'm better off.
Jennifer Lynn is a Chicago-born singer, songwriter, and musician living in the beautiful Bavaria, Germany. And making music is one of the greatest joys in her life. She moved overseas in 2009 to sing and play piano for one of the biggest live music venues in the Netherlands, Crazy Pianos. Interacting with audiences is what she loves most about performing music. It gives her the chance to connect with people and create memorable musical moments. Now, performing in Europe has led to some amazing opportunities, including performances for Dutch royalty, Princess Margriet and Prince Peter Christian. More recently, as part of the 150th anniversary of the International Red Cross, she performed on live television for King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands. She became an official ambassador for the Dutch Road Cruise in 2015, when her original song, Carry Me, was selected to be their anthem. Guys, for the first time ever here on the Boston Chris Show through Tunesday Tuesday, here is Light the Sky by the voice of Germany, Jennifer Lynn.
Breathing you in, living again. Where to begin? It's far from the end. End of the journey that brought us here. In the land of confusion, the way is clear. This is for real, I'm so alive. Starting to heal, so turn on the lights. Light up the dark and just let it flow. Live in the moment and let it go. We're gonna light the sky. We're gonna own the night. Baby, just you and I, flying so high. We can burn up the sky, follow the stars all night. Baby, just you and I, flying so high. Anything's possible tonight. Feeling you close, a beautiful sin. This is the time we're fading it in. Into the music that led us here. Until the morning, the night is near. We're gonna light the sky. We're gonna own the night. Baby, just you and I, flying so high. We're gonna light the sky, follow the stars all night. Baby, just you and I, flying so high. Anything's possible tonight, tonight, tonight. anything's possible tonight. Tonight.
Having one foot in Texas and the other in Tennessee has been a way of life for singer-songwriter Chris Colston, who has swept through the world of country music since 2018 with a neo-traditional red dirt sound reflective of his Lindale, Texas roots. From opening for headliners like Lynyrd Skynyrd, Granger Smith, Gary Allan, Cody Johnson, to playing sold-out shows alongside the top charting artists such as Hardy, Parker McCullum, Mitchell Tenpenny, Muscadine Bloodline, and Co. Wetzel. Chris has won over a dedicated fan base with a stage presence that makes a crowd go wild. And here is my buddy Chris with his brand new single, He Was There, Chris Colston, Tunesday Tuesday.
Red wing boots on a hardwood floor. At 5 a.m. he knocked on my door. Let's get going before the sun comes up. I already got the gun loaded in the truck. 6 mile drive across 452 and an 85 Yoda that he called Old Blue. We pull up and I'd get the gate, get to the blind, sit there and wait. A couple mossy oak buddies in the cold November air. He was there when that whitetail jumped that fence. He said, all right, buddy, this is it. A deep breath and take your time and wait for that broadside. I was shaking like a leaf, but I wasn't scared, 'cause he was there and he was proud. He knew then, looking back now, the time don't know how to go slow. I grow up and he grow old. All those memories of me by his side, between the pine trees and the life advice he shared. Man, I hold them close, always those mean the most, 'cause he was there. But nowadays when the season rolls round, if I'm lucky enough to get one on the ground, I run to that house off Jim Hall Road, 'cause I know he wanna know, and he asked me 1,000 questions from his easy chair. I can tell he wishes that he was there and he was proud. It breaks my heart, breaks him down. The time don't know how to go slow. I grew up and he grew old. All those memories of me by his side, between the pine trees and the life advice he shared. Man, I hold them close, always knows me the most. He was there for every season, sunshine or rain. There when I changed my wife's last name, and on the day my baby girl got here, down the hall in a camo hat in a waiting room chair, he was there.
Chris Colston, what a great tune, man. He just keeps putting them out, y'all. As the harbinger of a new era in pop romanticism, London-born, LA-based artist Raign bends boundaries to create ethereal music that's near sublime in its transformative power. Using digital pop music as a means to express magic, Raign's lavishly textured take on alt-pop centers on her heart-stopping vocals and soaring cinematic scope. Here is one of my favorite artists with one of my favorite songs brought back to life through Raign.
Back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now.
Amarillo, Texas native Chuck Hawthorne has been writing and performing for over 20 years, amassing a catalog of unique, well-crafted, and starkly honest songs. They're sometimes deadly serious, sometimes raucous, and always passionately written and delivered. As fellow musician Sean T. Pabst once remarked, quote, "A man with the courage of a warrior, the heart of a poet, and a soul as old as time." Here is Chuck Hawthorne with Amarillo Wind.
She sails down from the Rockies through miles of barbed wire fence. Her ancient tides have righteous things to lend. The Amarillo wind. I watched her curtain fight, flashing morning light. That breeze is freedom on her skin. She lay there soft asleep, and her dreams in secret keep. Her golden hair tangled mandolin, and we were music on that wind. Our love was like a whirlwind, a devil in the dirt, a twister we thought would never end. Like at Amarillo wind. Know the embers of our fire swirled up to meet the sky, carried to some place we'll never know. And it was life, it was death, and there was love in every breath. The sweetest was the last one that we stole. Our love was like a whirlwind, a devil in the dirt, a twister we thought would never end. And her scent's the sweetest of rain, stirring in my brain. And her laughter is lightning without end. The Amarillo wind. She sails down from the Rockies through miles of barbed wire fence. Her ancient tides have righteous things to mend. Forever in my soul, her ashes scattered on that wind. Amarillo wind.
Hannah Juanita left her home state of Tennessee in her early 20s to break out of a stifling culture of conformity and meet the world. She traveled in search of herself, worked odd jobs, and spent countless nights singing Fireside Under the Stars with friends, never pursuing music as a career. Eventually, Hannah made it back to Tennessee, landing in Nashville with nothing but her dog Loretta, her guitar, and a handful of heartbreak songs. She started singing around town and quickly became a staple live performer and a highly respected vocalist in the traditional country scene in Music City, known for her classic old-school sound. Self-proclaimed ramblin' gal Juanita has toured heavily around the country since 2021, headlining and supporting acts like Caitlin Butts, Nick Shoulders, Emily Nenny, Summer Dean, Jesse Daniel, and Kelsey Walden. Her debut record, Hardliner, established her reputation as a full-hearted, free-spirited, and irresistibly genuine honky-tonk angel. Juanita's second full-length record, Tennessee Songbird, was released August 30th, 2024 to high acclaim, breaking into the top 40 Americana radio chart and top 3 on the alt country chart. She was named one of the 5 female artists creating the future of country music by Grammy.com. In 2025, Hannah will be touring across America and Europe. And here is the title track from her second record. This is Tennessee Songbird.
Beginning of a front porch swing, the morning breeze blowing through the screen. Quiet as a mouse, you don't hear a thing, till the Tennessee Songbird starts to sing. Perched on a poster in a tree, mockingbird observes the scene. From deep inside, she's moved to sing. Wants to say out loud she's alive and free. Make the hills ring. Ain't nothing like rockin' while the mockingbirds sing. Tennessee songbird longs to sing. Yodeling, her sweet melody. Whether we listen or not, the songbirds sing. Whether we listen or not, the songbirds sing. Whether we listen or not.
All right, we have gotten into the podcast guest section of the show. Our next song is from my buddy Karen Waldrup, who was my 77th guest on the Boston Chris podcast. Her episode came out this past Friday, which means you can watch it right now in its entirety. This is her brand new single, the brand new video for that single. And this is Blue Cowboy Boots from Karen Waldrup, episode 77.
And now let's hear it for Karen Waldrup with her new rockin' song, Blue Cowboy Boots.
I ain't riding in your rodeo, boy, I've had enough. Boy, you've been giving me ain't nothing close to love. I'm tired of lying here awake. I'm taking back my heart. Headed for a whiskey break and dressing for the part. Getting on my blue cowboy boots.
cowboy blues. I'm gonna round me up some rowdy and hang me up some fun. Gonna bask in the glow of that neon sun. A tall drink of water might take a shine to me. About to get my hat on, my buckle on and jeans, and my blue cowboy blues. Blues a mood I'm in right now, in my blue cowboy blues. I won't be blue for long, bartender bring it on. Gonna dance to every song in my feel-good blue cowboy blues. Blue cowboy blues. Gonna get 'em out, shine 'em up, pull 'em on. Get loud, get down in my blue cowboy blues. Blues a mood I'm in right now, in my blue cowboy blues. I won't be blue for long, bartender bring it on. Gonna dance to every song in my feel-good blue cowboy blues. Blue cowboy blues. In my blue cowboy blues. In my blue cowboy blues.
Episode 77 of the Boston Chris podcast featured Karen Waldrup. Y'all make sure you go check it out. Only on the Boston Chris show. And next up is my buddy, my brother from a different mother, with his big hit, Careful What You Wish For, episode 78, which released Saturday with my friend Ricky Lynn Gregg. Here is one of his biggest hits from the 90s, Careful What You Wish For, and my favorite song.
Wish I was on a boat somewhere halfway around the globe. Right now I wish I was anywhere but here. Baby, that's the way I feel when this fighting gets this real. That it's like a voice whispers in my ear. Careful what you wish for, it might come true. Boy, and if it does, what are you gonna do? Before you end up packing a bag you can't unpack, saying words you can't take back. Careful what you wish for. Wish that you and I saw this whole thing eye to eye. What a simple affair this love of ours would be. Then again, on second thought, girl, I'm happy with what we've got. Nothing this good ever comes that easily. wish I may, I wish I might. My only wish tonight is that you hold me tight and don't let go. No, don't let go. Careful what you wish for might come true. Oh, and if it does, what are you gonna do? Before you end up packing a bag you can't unpack, saying words you can't take back. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for.
Anouar Brahem is a Tunisian oud player and composer. He is widely acclaimed as an innovator in his field, performing primarily for a jazz audience. He combines Arabic classical music, folk music, and jazz, and has been performing and recording since at least 1991, after becoming prominent in his own country in the late 1980s. For our Global Artist of the Week, all the way from Northern Africa in Tunisia, here is Anouar Brahem with After the Last Sky. That is an oud, y'all. Magnolia Park is a 5-piece pop-punk alternative rock band from Orlando, Florida. The band blends elements of hip-hop, pop-punk, and emo rock to create a captivating sound and haunting aesthetic. Their music is produced by legendary alternative rock pop-punk producer Andrew Wade of the Audio Compound, who has worked with bands like A Day to Remember, Neck Deep, Wage War, Real Friends, and more. Magnolia Park started in late 2018 by Tristan Torres and Freddie Crialis in a Staples parking lot where Tristan used to work. Here is Shallow by Magnolia Park.
I tell my bitch get ready to go. Give her a mission, she bring me the dope. I tell my bitch get ready to go. I tell my bitch get.
It's been a week since I seen your name come up on my phone. You're lucky I get lonely or I leave you all alone. You're my highest high and you're my lowest low. I need you just like heroin, I want you in my bones. I hate myself more than you know. I had to let you go. The only time you love me when your lights out. Calling me your hero when you're face down. Kissing on my neck, you had me on a cloud. Now I can't see, your love is so shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. I try to let you go, but you hit me with your arrow. Shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. It's time to cut you off and leave you in the shadows. I love how you torture me until the end. Touch me one more time so I can just forget all the lies and games you play inside my head. Don't look me in the eye so I can just pretend. I hate myself more than you know. The more I think, the more it goes. I hate myself more than you know. I had to let you go. Shallow, your love is so shallow. It's time to cut you off and leave you in the shadows. The only time you love me when your lights out. Calling me your hero when you're face down. Kissing on my neck, you had me on a cloud. Now I can't see, your love is so shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. I try to let you go, but you hit me with your arrow. Shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. It's time to cut you off and leave you in the shadows. The only time you love me when your lights out. Calling me your hero when you're face down. Kissing on my neck, you had me on a cloud. Now I can't see, your love is so shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. I try to let you go, but you hit me with your arrow. Shallow, shallow. Your love is so shallow. It's time to cut you off and leave you in the shadows. No one's gonna save me.
Good stuff right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Marquee Artist of the Week. Many successful artists attempt to cross over or try something new at some point in their career. So it wasn't a huge surprise back in 2022 when Jaret Reddick made the announcement that he was releasing a solo album. But country? Fast forward a couple years and the frontman, singer, songwriter for the Grammy-nominated pop punk icons Bowling for Soup has dug his Chuck Taylors deep into the world of Texas country, and there doesn't seem to be anyone who is surprised by this. Jaret's voice is unmistakable. It's somewhat hard to escape it. From Bowling for Soup songs like 1985, Girl All the Bad Guys Want, and High School Never Ends, to the theme song of Disney's smash hit cartoon Phineas and Ferb, where he also played a character on the show. He has also been the voice of everyone's favorite pizza-selling mouse, Chuck E. Cheese, for over a decade, and also co-hosts the widely successful Adobe radio show and podcast Rockstar Dad Show. It is my extreme pleasure to announce our Marquee Artist of the Week, and our double play of him this week starts with There Is You right here.
It's not just in your head, it's around you everywhere. You feel less alive than dead. They can't tell from the smile that you wear. But you are not alone. It bears repeating. You are not alone. Keep holding on. Your heart is beating. You're gonna make it through. There is hope. There is love. And thank God there is you. It's not something that you beat. It's learning how to heal. You think your friends will think you're weak. I know exactly how you feel. And you are not alone. It bears repeating. You are not alone. Keep holding on. Your heart's still beating. You're gonna make it through. There is hope. There is love. And thank God there is you. And if you start to worry you can't make it through the day, come back to this song and hear the words I have to say. There is hope, there is love, and thank God there is you. There is hope, there is love, and thank God there is you.
Our double play continues with My Truck Up and Left Me from the one and only Jaret Ray Reddick.
Well, it was one of those days when you take stock of things that are good when everything's not. I guess it started with a dream about her. She was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen, and she moved real fast, if you know what I mean. When she was all dolled up, she could light up my whole world. But like everything else I've loved in my life, my dog, my memory, and 2 ex-wives, my truck up and left me because I missed a payment or 2. The repo man came and got her. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you. If there was ever anything I thought I could count on, would have been that old Chevy. But like everything else I've loved in my life, my truck up and left me. Well, it took a couple weeks to get her out of hock. Bet the neighbors could hear us before we hit the block. It was the greatest reunion in the history of GM. I gave her a bath and I lifted her up, filled her tank with all the top shelf stuff. But the last thing I ever saw coming was them. But like my heart, my virginity, a couple of bikes, 3 guitars and drunken nights. My truck up and left me, 'cause I forgot to lock her up. Security cam at the drive-thru showed those 2 punks. If there was ever anything I thought I could count on, would have been that old Chevy. But like everything else I've loved in my life, my truck up and left me. Now I hear they got cars that drive themselves. What the hell? I just don't know how I'm gonna feel watching her drive away with no one behind the wheel. My truck up and left me, 'cause my daughter turned 16. The radio presets her K-pop now, and I don't know what that means. My truck up and left me, because I missed a payment or 2. The repo man came and got her. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you. If there was ever anything I thought I could count on, would have been that old Chevy. But like everything else I've loved in my life, my truck up and left me. She's so clean, talking gasoline. She up and left me, and like everything else I've loved, my Chevy up and left me.
That is our Marquee Artist of the Weekend, the last song of episode number 31 of Tunesday Tuesday with Boston Chris. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, and looking forward to episode 32, which is next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We'll feature this guy, Drayden Gordon, an up-and-coming rising star in the bluegrass genre, who I'm very excited to chat with next Tuesday night. Make sure you hang out with me for that. Mark your calendars. We'll get an event out on Facebook for that one momentarily. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show, and I will catch you guys down the road. Thanks for watching.